What is going on, guys? Spitfire or Peter here. Today we're bringing you our first official devlog. This is currently our game that we're working on. The working title at the moment is Sheep Escape. We're going to take you through some gameplay. We're going to do some callbacks to what we've been up to in the last 3 weeks. Start playing the game. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is kind of going to be structured like an interview, is we're going to talk about the grass era first. Dil, I don't know if you want to take that away.
Yeah, so over the course of about 2 weeks, we've been working on this project overall, and we've run into a few topics that we thought we'd just talk about in this little demo version of hopefully we're going to be releasing soon. So first of all, like Peter said, was the grass era. We had a bit of a issue where the grass seemed to just change a different shade. To a darker green sometimes, depending on which direction the wind was simulating in that direction. But luckily we fixed that to a degree. There's still a bit of adjusting I need to do onto the grass itself, but overall the grass has got a nice kind of constant shade now, instead of a varying darker green.
Yeah, it was genuinely like pulsing different colors.
Yeah.
Okay, then next we're going to talk about the latest sheep model, which is what you guys are currently seeing, and then we'll call back to the older sheep model. Dil, I don't know if you want to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so basically we were just trying to think about what we wanted in the demo, and of course we wanted sheep for Sheep Escape to be in the demo. So we originally had an older model, which everyone seemed to like, but wasn't the appealing sheep, if I do say so myself, and I thought we could do better for the demo. Then we created the new sheeps that you see now, and just a better looking model overall. I preferred this a lot more to the other one. And yeah, there's not much to that. I mean, the sheep is probably subject to change. We got a lot more animations and stuff in for that, for these models, so that we could actually get an animated moving character. Hoping to also get the sheep to move around in the locked area for the demo as well.
Yeah, in terms of the sheep model, I know Dil and I have been discussing, or at least I brought it up, whether we wanted the sheep to kind of look like the other sheep, or have its own unique character model.
Yeah.
And we're currently, debating, because I mean, let's be real, all sheep kind of look the same, and that's kind of the vibe we're going for the game. You're not meant to be like this hero special sheep or anything like that. Yeah, and then moving forward, we want to talk about the environment size changing and planning. Yeah. Dil, I don't know if you want to take that away, or
so that was a bit of a thing that kind of formed while slowly developing the testing / demo scene. Originally, this was when we weren't really thinking about having a demo at all, but just having a test scene to start, testing some scripts out, some models, and all of that. Yeah, and basically, what we did was we had this very small caged off area originally, and there wasn't really much going on the outside. It was just poorly done, but then again, it was just for testing the scene. But then when we wanted to get serious about a demo, we basically expanded it to be a bigger area of effect.
Well, you really have to play with the size of your model and the world and stuff to try get it right. I mean, you'll see in the footage that we called back to, the pen is tiny.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously on bigger farms, it's not going to be that small. I think the demo may have just crashed. Okay, cool. So that's the environment size changing and planning. We've also just informed our game player that you can't actually leave the area at the moment.
Yeah.
But so currently we're working on character movement. I mean, as you can see, I don't know, Damien, if you just want to walk, stop quickly. You see the sheep is kind of sliding a little bit. We are using rigid body movement.
Yeah, so
So
it
that's
is
some stuff that we're
slightly
tweaking.
expected, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can get that fixed.
No, we'll be
Uh,
able to get that fixed.
yeah. So
I know Dylan and Kieran and myself, we can probably fix that in no time.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to mention anything else about that, though.
Yeah, well, the character movement is very reliant on animation. That's the way it's been built. The controller is very reliant on animations to actually move. So even falling requires an animation to even run the ability to fall down. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that controller, and I think we just need to tweak something in there to possibly adjust the sliding in there. We still need to add a few more animations. These aren't the final animations that I believe we're going to have because I might want to clean them up more. These were a little bit rushed in a way. But yeah, that's about all for the character. Yeah.
Cool. And then obviously, I mean, we're going to, like Dill says, it is very reliant on animations, and we are going to be tweaking and finalizing animations. I mean, this is just at the moment for testing purposes as well. And then we fixed some grass sizing errors that were happening.
Yeah, that was very simple. I mean, it was just a problem of the grass looking a bit big in some sections and looking small in others, and it didn't feel right for me. So I just tweaked with those a bit so that we had a slight variant of grass and also some bigger versions, some smaller versions. The variety was different, but they are giant pieces of grass, really. So that was a very quick change.
Yeah. And then next we implemented a pickup mechanic. Damien, I don't know if you want to go pick something up. There's a dead man that we a corpse.
Yeah,
that we can pick up.
that's in pre-alpha.
And that
yeah,
that kind of ties in. So I mean, that's pretty much the pickup mechanic.
Yeah, that was recently added, and it's a bit finicky.
Damien, I don't know if you just want to spin the camera there, just to you can kind of see it's in its mouth. We obviously haven't, completely done that yet. Yeah, that is the next point that we're moving into.
That's
the flying bug.
That's the flying bug. Yeah,
it's a little bit better.
You can kind of see it more. With
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if you want to go pick up the corpse and then jump and spin,
you'll
what do you mean jump?
You have to try and land on the body.
Yeah, you have to land on the body, and then you'll see.
It's actually a problem that a lot of people face with the indie development sometimes. I know there is a way to fix it, so it won't be a problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that we just recently added in that pickup mechanic, so we need to fix that. But yeah, no. The flying bug is a new one, and hopefully we'll get that fixed very fast. Yeah,
unfortunately,
but it's fun. It's fun in the meantime for testing purposes.
Yes.
Well, our game have you knock out someone and then you quickly grab them, hide them in the bush.
Don't reveal.
Yeah, bro.
Don't reveal the Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
We are not at liberty to say that.
Yeah,
I just want a big black censored sign on the screen.
That's censored.
Another thing we fixed with the environment was there was a green glaze over the fencing that we took out.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It almost looked like the fencing had tint on it. Yeah.
That's to do with the ambient occlusion.
Yes, we just fixed that for the whole thing there.
Yeah, but we fixed that with the ambient occlusion system.
The coloring. Excuse me. Sorry. The coloring right was no. Dylan would literally sit there while cycling through colors, and all of us would be like, yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, a little up, a little down.
There was a lot of adjustment for the color grading, and
especially trying to get the. I mean, you guys can comment and give us feedback and stuff, but especially just trying to get the green for the grass and the trees
to pop.
To pop, yeah, exactly. Was kind of
we didn't want a neutral-looking scene.
Yeah, we want things to look separate. We don't want it to just blend all together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but we don't want it to also look like Lego.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then obviously moving on to the scenario for the demo. This is probably going to be the grounds for demo that we want to release.
Yeah. It will take
Um,
place in the environment you see now,
yeah.
but the basic premise that we're aiming towards, and obviously any input would be great, is that we wanted to set up scenario where the sheep comes in, has been put into the pen, and the farmers had a huge party, and there's stuff all around inside the little grazing area. And then you have to do some tasks for some sheep, some other NPCs that we'll probably bring up in some later videos. And then try and complete a little bit of quests, get you a little bit of a taste of the dialogue system, as well as some of the mechanics in the game, get you guys to kind of feel how the game runs, possibly for the final release that we will hopefully get out there. And yeah, scenario is pretty simple, but it just allows for explanation as to why all these things will be inside the grazing area for testing.
It'll give the player a feel for the mechanics of the game, the movement, and then also the characters, the unique characters that we want to implement into the game, because we have a lot of great ideas that I think people are really going to enjoy.
Some ideas we had to scratch because of certain reasons that we are not going to mention.
And then so we've implemented some sound. So I know the sheep do bar. The reason we stopped the recording earlier was literally because Damien said that the sheep were barking so loud.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna obviously soften that a bit, but they are barking a little bit excessively.
It's
I don't know
because
what
someone
else.
let
What
the
are
artist touch code and he made a bar script, and that'd be me.
I don't know what other sounds we have right now.
We have
I can't
walking
actually
sounds.
hear
So
at the moment.
there's the general music that you can hear in the background, and then there's also the sheep, and then there's also just the environment noise of kind of like this forest feel kind of going around. I wanted to add in a wind sound, but then it would probably be very annoying.
Yeah,
So I haven't
I
added
agree
that
with
in.
that.
Yeah, that's just the general size. There's also the sound of the sheep running and just kind of stepping on the ground and stuff, along with like a particle system. So every time he steps, it almost makes a sound,
Mm.
and also produces a puff of smoke. So
Yeah, and then moving on to our last point, pretty much with Dill, is the physics, which I think we've pretty much shown off. Damien running and hitting into everything. Dill, I don't know if you want to add anything to it.
yeah, physics is it's an interesting thing. It's fun. It's great for the player. It's a hell. It's an absolute hell for developers. You know what? Maybe some developers do enjoy it, but
I'm
personally,
sure they are.
it is such a struggle to implement smooth, good movement along with physics and rigid body movement. There's just a few troubles that can come to play. But I enjoy it once it's implemented. It's just the process of implementing. There's a few problems we run into. One of them would obviously be that sliding that we mentioned previously.
Yeah.
There's this, which is when the character just kind of knocks back and forth.
I mean, I
weird
think that's a finished looking product to me.
Yeah, the physics is fun. Physics is hard to implement.
I mean, if you can call back to Dark Souls 3, if you remember walking into a dead enemy, this is more or less what it looks like.
Yeah, 100%. This is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, physics is something that is going to be prevalent in our game, but it is an interesting thing to try and control because it's kind of random and wild. So it's a lot of tweaking is going to go into that as well.
And then, moving more on to Kieran and other Dylan's side. Dol, you into chat? Cool. And Kieran's here.
Hello.
So the first point I've gotten down is just the sheep controller that I know all three of us struggled on.
Yeah,
very much.
Look, I think character controllers are very people that can do character controllers can do controllers well are very talented people because they are.
I mean, from my
Which-
experience, it
yeah.
seems like a position in a game design
Yeah.
company by itself. But yeah, no, it's just something that we have struggled with and worked a lot on. And then finally, what we're currently working on. Well, I haven't actually worked on it yet, but Kieran and Dylan are currently working on the narrative engine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have done narrative engines in the past, but we kind of restarted with a new template just because we wanted to be as dynamic as possible.
Mm.
It also makes our lives easier because then we could just reuse it whenever there is a dialogue interaction or a cutscene or
Yeah.
whatever we need. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're watching game dev, you'll probably understand the terminology. Though we are using a JSON system.
Yeah, a JSON system.
Okay, cool.
For the actual
That's-
dialogue interactions.
So for anyone that doesn't know, that's basically just kind of like using a text file, but it's formatted
For
in a certain
classes,
way. Yeah, formatted in almost like a class-based system, so that you can read from it within your code, and then obviously that code can translate into the game world.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have something to show in the next demo.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
we should. We're very
in the
close
next-
to finishing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean,
What we do need to just add is actual dialogue.
Yeah.
so we do need to get writing.
And if I'm not mistaken, we're also gonna have a few dialogue interactions in the demo, right?
Yes,
Yeah, we are.
That's what I say. We want to expose people to the characters and stuff that we
Yeah.
want in the game.
So they kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, a very unique and interesting character. Yeah, this isn't a typical sheep game, guys.
Yeah, the dialogue and the
Um,
character interaction is going to be a bit.
Yeah. I think if I can describe the game, and anyone on our team can pipe in at any moment. I don't want to say it's going to be as extreme as Goat Simulator. I think that is probably way too out there for what we're trying
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
But it's more focused on a
Like-
serene, relaxing type of gameplay experience.
Yeah.
With satirical, and then
It's-
with
I mean,
satirical. And,
Look,
I mean,
I
not
think a
fully
few of the
relaxing,
missions
it's
that we
called
have can
sheep
be
game.
very interesting and
Yeah.
very in depth and kind of more
think
of a hardcore-ish type
Yeah.
vibe. Just a little
Yeah.
bit with some of the missions. I think most of the gameplay is going to be serene and quite relaxing. However, once you get into some of the missions, they could be a bit more
yeah.
stressful and a
Yeah.
bit more like
No, I agree with that. I mean,
you have to
more
be
from
quite
like
conscious during it.
I was wrong with my words. I meant
It's
more
more
from
of an
like a
experience. The
cinematic.
experience
Yeah.
is serene.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a cinematic
the
experience.
gameplay
Yeah.
itself can be quite
Yeah.
intense when you get
Like, I
into
mean, if you just want to
mechanics
look
and
and
the
like,
actual objective.
yeah, anyone, because what are we really trying to achieve with the game, in terms of visuals, is just to have this like kind of gorgeous cinematic scene. So wherever you look, it's almost like you can take a
Yeah.
screenshot and make that your background.
Yeah.
Type of
Whereas
vibe. That's
The
more what I
quests
was
and
going
stuff
for.
will be
Yeah.
a bit more
Intense.
weird,
That'll be a bit
sarcastic,
more weird, a bit more.
intensey,
Yeah.
a bit more psychedelic.
Yeah, we're gonna have
the word.
weird
Psychedelic.
characters.
But we did want to have like this quirky game where you play as a
Yes,
sheep.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 Quirky is a good
Quirky
word.
is a good word.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's the best way to describe this game.
Think
Quirky.
about
If-
The
if-
Shining.
If I'm not wrong, there is gonna be swearing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
will.
just to put it out there, because I don't even
Yeah.
know if I'm allowed to swear in this video.
I think sheep get frustrated, man, so
Fuck.
they need to let
Yeah.
out their frustrations.
Well, are we all sheep?
No, exactly.
I mean,
We
we
are-
already
no,
show a dead
In,
body
soc-
in the
in
demo.
I mean,
society,
Farmer
we are
John's
all
on the
sheep.
prowl.
Dude.
Yeah, as you
Yeah,
can
I
see,
mean, if the
that's
dead
where the
body-
realism starts to hit in this game.
If the dead
sit
body in the
back.
field didn't give it away, then I don't know what will.
I can promise you what's gonna happen.
Um,
Yeah, is halfway through the game, you're gonna sit back and you're gonna realize you've been a sheep your whole life.
I mean, that would be a great message to send to someone through a game.
Gosh, the dialogue's gonna have to be on point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so we
script
need to
writers
get right.
better be ready.
No, we have a lot of good writers.
Yeah, no, we do.
One.
We have a lot of
Look,
screwed up riders as well.
I'm not gonna toot my horn here, but I'm joking.
I'd say you fall into the screwed up category.
I know.
It's still good.
If you want any dark twists on the story, come our way.
Yeah,
I
turns
think
out
I'm
you
sure
were a
all of
wolf
us
the whole
can.
time.
That's Dylan Mitchell's department.
Turns out the farmer's actually the good guy. And you're the bad guy.
It's
Yeah, well,
like
if you're
it's literally
dragging the
like
farmer's life
Animal
reports
Farm,
through.
that movie.
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
pig uprising, a communist subtleties in it. This poor farmer.
But yeah, guys, I think that's going to round up our first video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are keen for following devlogs. We're going to try get them out each week. I don't think getting them out is the problem. I think it'll be our progress. That'll determine how long or short our videos are going to be.
Yeah.
And when they're going to come out as well.
Yes, and when they're going to come out. I mean, I think I
if they
speak for
want
all
me
of
to
us.
upload
It'll
every
be
week,
like...
I'll give them a ball.
Yeah, it can be... I mean, for 1 week, we'll, make no progress. And then in the span of 2 days, it'll turn from... And Damien, you can cut this in here. It'll turn from this to this, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we've done in 19 days is...
Yeah,
is
I'm
extraordinary
proud
in
of
my
us. I think
opinion,
we've
yeah.
done quite well.
Yeah.
And we only work 2 days a week as well, with varsity and
Learning microprocessors.
and other priorities. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed. We look forward to seeing you.
Oh, there we go.
There's the flying glitch. That is the best way we can round this up.
Are you jumping off the body?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like ET flying on the bicycle.
But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next week.